What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of
Hockey Talk.
Hockey Talk. I think that's what we're going with.
I might as well.
Special episode, kind of.
Yeah.
Gonna be a
fun one.
Just an episode, but we're gonna be talking about the NHL trade deadline.
Well, this is it.
Boom.
This is it.
March 7th. It's coming up quick.
This is it. This is what we love this.
We love this. This is what we've been waiting.
This is what, as kids, we stayed home and we
Every
watched trade
time.
deadline, and this was
Now,
the most exciting. This was awesome.
Do you kind of feel like it's lost its like glory?
100%.
The day itself, yes.
Yeah. Well, because it used to be massive
Like imagine
deals.
if Mikko Rantanen, Seth Jones, JT Miller all got traded on deadline day.
That'd be the biggest day ever. It'd
We
be
lost
huge.
that. It's
Yeah.
over.
That's what's been happening the last couple of years. It's like, why are you trading these
Them
guys
now, just wait till
just wait.
Friday. Now,
But
we are older now. It's fine.
we get it. Yeah, we get it. I can't take.
I'm cool with it.
I
but-
can't stay home.
For the kids that stay home, or the guys who stay home from work, it's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
It's not as
There
good as it
should be
used to
like trade deadline.
there should be like a week, like this week, you're not allowed. Just talking, and then on the 7th, it's like open doors, like a free
such
agent.
a fun episode, right?
Yeah. But anyway,
we're excited to do this now.
we're excited for this. We're gonna get the trade bait board we got going. We're not gonna do it
Just
right
gonna
now,
get it.
but we're gonna go through every player that is interesting, at least. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna go
Yeah.
through the top for sure, and then we're
Yep.
gonna go pick like one, because there's some guys who are that ranked like 40, like 30. I know 40th, like Trevor Zegras was there. Like, there are some really cool players
That could really
might not
go.
get traded, but they're still on the list. So we're gonna make sure we get everybody who's fun to talk
fun.
about, and we're gonna try to pick at least 2 destinations for them.
Yeah. Should
Maybe
have the
each.
standings,
If we
too.
agree, we agree. But
Yeah, we should have the standings pulled up as well. We're gonna do that real quick.
we got a lot of stuff going on. All right.
I'm gonna pull up standings. But yeah.
So this week,
we'll
I think
get
we
that
just
going.
get ready to
We're just gonna dive into
dive
this
in.
trade,
Josh gonna
the
get a couple
trade
of
bait.
his electronic
Yeah,
devices,
we got standings on here.
standings, and then we got the iPad.
Jack Hughes out for the year, eh?
That's a big hit. That, and you wonder if that affects what New Jersey's gonna do.
It could, definitely could. Okay, standings are pulled up because we're gonna use that to kind of see where people are at.
Yeah. Sometimes you forget about a team randomly. Just brain.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
Brain
for
farts
sure.
happen.
All right, it's time for iPad time with Josh.
And this is gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a long
Because
iPad time
I'm
with
gonna
Josh
hold
episode.
it for a bit.
All right,
Okay, well we can just go.
We're just
can
gonna
go straight
dive
with-
right in.
dive
Who-
right
who
in
is
with
number one?
So number one, Brock Nelson.
emotional. Did you see his talk? Kind of. He got a
I
little.
didn't. No, I kind of saw like a blurb. Like,
He
did
got-
he say? Like, did he make
He just
it known?
to make it just blunt. He got a little emotional about the Islanders, and I do think he wants to stay.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think he just
he's
was
been
doing
there
that,
for
but
his whole career.
They are
right?
talking. I heard today about extension talks with him, but as of now, he is still number
Yeah.
one on the trade bait board.
Yep,
So
UFA,
let's do it.
$6 million.
It's his last year this year.
Having a
Right?
good
So
season, 20 goals.
he's a very good player, very
Yeah.
underrated because I think he's on the Islanders, who are not known for
You know,
offense.
yeah, I think we've said it in one
But
of these episodes.
I have my 2 teams that I could see him going to as a rental player.
Okay.
Would you want to start though? Do you have any teams in
Well, I'm
mind?
gonna go look at my standings now.
That's why Josh has got the standings. Let's go.
I see a couple right off the bat. Like if I look at LA,
I have my 2, so if you say one of my 2, I'll just
okay, I see LA. I think Detroit would be an underrated, like, good one.
for as a rental player.
Yeah, because
Yeah?
like this is kind of their. They got to go for it, right? Like
You
I
think
can see
Detroit is in go mode? Like this is it?
Oh, I should really have wild cards set up.
This might
I mean, they're fighting for a
really
spot. I think it's one of those that they're going to try to bolster the lineup. So I'm just
you're
going
gonna
to
pick
say
Detroit,
I'm going to
Marlon?
say I'm going to go with LA.
That's a good one.
I'm going to go with Detroit.
LA and Detroit.
LA and Detroit.
Very good.
I wish I looked more into like the lines. Who were your 2?
My 2 are Washington and Winnipeg.
Winnipeg was looking
2 teams that kind of need a third line center. Top,
That's what I was kinda
literally
looking
top
at.
teams in the league who are they're like Stanley Cup favorite teams, I believe.
So do you think the top teams go for the top guy? Like obviously in
A
sense,
player like
right?
Brock
But-
Nelson, yeah, but I couldn't see like those 2 guys trying to get like Elias Pettersson or anything. No.
No, okay.
But like a top
Yeah.
rental player, yes.
Yeah.
I could see those 2 teams trying to go for him.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. We're off to a good start. If
Winnipeg,
Brock
yeah,
Nelson does
Winnipeg
get
and
traded,
Washington.
I wonder if it's to one of those teams, one of those 4 teams. I'd say so. I'd say I could see it.
I know I can definitely see it. Winnipeg needs a third line center.
Winnipeg and Washington to me were the standouts because they're top teams who have they want to bolster. You want to bolster up your lineup a little bit going after the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And I think this is their year to kind of try that. And Brock Nelson's a really good player.
Okay. Well, I want to see if you have an answer for this guy because I really don't know.
So number 2 on the list, or you?
No, I'm just going to go number 2 on the list because
Let me know
I am interested.
when you start. Just
I'll jump down.
Just let us know.
What do you think about Brock Besser?
Ooh,
He's number two.
Now,
He's number
right?
2.
I looked at it a bit ago. He wasn't that okay. I did a video on Brock Besser.
Did you?
But I didn't pick which team he went to. I just let a filter pick it.
Yeah.
And the filter picked Ottawa.
I don't think he would go.
Yeah,
Ottawa.
I could see him like signing in Ottawa.
He's
like
okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a free agent, like a long-term deal. I could see that. But for a rental, or not a rental, but just like how many years does he have on his contract? Does it say?
This is UFA.
Yeah,
He's
right.
UFA
Okay,
at the end.
I want to make sure before I go off here.
Yeah, of course.
Because like if Ottawa gets him, I would imagine they want to keep him. But like as a rental player, see, like my mind went Dallas, but they got Granlund, so I don't know if they would do much more.
Dallas. And I feel like they're pretty set for their wingers too. Like they have a pretty a depth team.
Yeah, a good team for him. But I am going to say this team again because I think that it's not just one player per team. Like some teams have needs.
Yeah.
Then I could see him doing really well in Colorado.
I do think Colorado does need to find some more.
I think they need one more winger.
Yeah.
There's someone else on the list that I've said before.
Okay.
But Brock Besser would fit that mold easily. Probably better. But I know you got to give up a lot more. I think, but he is like if you treat it like a rental, which he technically is.
But he's going to be looking. He's 20 years old. He's going to be looking to get signed.
Yeah, like he's going to get signed to the free. He's going to sign a good deal.
Yeah.
So you wonder what kind of team. That's where he could go to like an Ottawa or like a Detroit, because then you're still on a competitive team, but you could re-sign after. Like I don't see him.
I can see your point comparing to Brock Nelson because Detroit would be probably looking to keep a guy.
Yeah, like
because they're still
Besser
trying to build their team. Where Nelson's just going for a year.
I think it's a pure rental now.
So he's I can see why he would go to either Washington
or he'll stay with the Islanders. I think Nelson.
If Carolina trades Rantanen, they would get Besser.
Mikko Rantanen for Pettersson and Besser. That's a crazy trade.
That'd be huge.
I like Vancouver. I don't really want them to do that.
I don't want Vancouver to trade Pettersson.
Vancouver, honestly, would be my second team. I think they should keep him.
They probably should just keep him.
They should probably just keep him. But he's on the list because I guess Vancouver's weird.
They just can't figure out a deal or something?
Yeah. Like imagine if they end up trading Pettersson and Besser. Like Miller, Pettersson, and Besser all gone.
What do they
Good
have?
luck, Quinn. Like
He'll be leaving soon. He'll be leaving soon. Minnesota.
Oh, that's a good.
Let's just talk about some of these top teams, right? So you have Minnesota, LA, Edmonton, Vegas. And
I would love to see him in Edmonton, but there's no way
There's no way. No.
I don't think so.
Florida, Tampa. I don't think they're doing anything else. Florida and Tampa.
Florida, I think
after the deals they did, big deals.
Tampa now after today, Yanni Gourde and Bjorkstrand. I think they're done ish. Like they could still add pieces, but like
so that's
Brock
where
Besser's a lot more.
Some of these other teams, right? Like if Columbus is going to stay in.
What about like Toronto? No, Toronto's going to want a centerman.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Toronto.
Besser,
I would say Carolina if they make some other things happen because they got a lot going on.
I'm going to say Colorado is one of them because I would love to see that. It would be harder.
I think Minnesota would be good.
Honestly, I was thinking Minnesota kind of too because
he's
also from Minnesota.
Is he?
I believe so.
Let's go Minnesota.
I will collab with you on Minnesota, and then Colorado is my secondary.
Okay.
Minnesota would be a good fit.
Do you think New Jersey takes him now that Jack is down?
That's where New Jersey will confuse me because I don't know if they're they're going to be now. It's like, do we want to risk this? Because he might be back for playoffs, but
maybe
you don't know what he's going to be like. I don't know. No. So Brock Besser, we got our okay.
I want to jump down a little bit. 7 on the list. Ryan Donato.
That's how many years? 1 year, right?
Yep, 1 year, $2 million.
Ryan Donato. It's not a game changer. So I feel like
I can find game changers.
No. You can keep. I like that. I like the question.
I think Columbus. Because Columbus is not going to go.
Why would they want Ryan Donato?
Because they're not going to go big. They're not going to go for a big name.
A rental like Ryan Donato if you're Columbus.
Because they're still
Columbus
building,
would be good for Brock Besser.
Because I don't think they're not going to disrupt their building. Like they're not going to give up picks. They're not going to give up prospects. They're going to keep all that.
Honestly,
so
I
Donato
would.
I'm speaking.
Continue.
They're not going to give up picks and prospects. They're going to give up, if anything, cheap picks, like a third maybe. Like Ryan Donato is not going to be expensive. What?
He's not going to Columbus.
All right. Ridiculous. If he goes to Columbus.
But he's going to get traded to Columbus now.
Yeah.
I think a good team.
I think that's an excellent fit.
Would be like Vegas.
Okay. Yeah. I was trying to think of my point that I was making, but yeah, Vegas.
Because
Vegas could give up. No, but
Vegas could.
Because they can give up stuff.
They can give it he'll probably.
Vegas is a good one because they can give.
I bet you Ryan Donato gets traded in like the final hours of the deadline for a 3rd round pick, maybe a 4th.
That's exactly what's that. And I think he's going to Columbus.
He could go to Columbus.
Vegas, eh?
Vegas, and I want to pick another team. Like, did you pick a second team yet for Donato? Just looking at the standings.
Mm-hmm. I'm always going to be looking at the standings.
He's got 2 electronic devices in his hand.
This is ridiculous. Because like I'm looking at teams like you got Montreal. Right now
they're not going to get a rental player though, right?
Well, that's kind of like the decisions they have to make. We talked about this. Like we don't know how many teams are actually so like Boston. Like does Boston think they're in? They're 4 positions out.
Ryan Donato.
But they're only 2 points out. So like they're in contention.
How
with
good is
5
Ryan
other
Donato
teams
to like a contending team?
3rd line guy.
Yeah. Eh?
Yeah. That's why I think like he's not going to go in there to disrupt anything. He's just going there to add something
like a little
else.
bit of depth.
And I don't think a top.
So that's why I can see like Vegas just to add like
Vegas
some depth on your 3rd line, 4th line. They probably scratch. Like I remember they traded for Thomas Tatar and just scratched him all the time.
Like he does fit the mold for those top teams.
New Jersey.
So New Jersey.
Jack Hughes replacement.
Ryan Donato. But like he does fit the mold of the top teams, but I just don't think they're going to take him, right? I think it's going to be a middle kind of team that's going to take Ryan Donato.
That was a random like we went through 1, 2, and you went right to Donato.
Yep.
Like who is number 3? I just want to know.
Scott Laughton.
We skipped Scott Laughton for Ryan Donato.
Yeah, I just want to change it up a little bit.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, and
we're going to jump to 14.
Okay, so who's your 2 teams for Donato?
I'm going to say Columbus, and I'm going to say Calgary. I think he's going to more. I'm going to put him in more of the middle.
A C.
Because they're. That's my thought.
He's on Chicago.
That's my thought.
Calgary or Columbus.
That's my thought.
I'm going to go with Vegas and New Jersey.
I like that. I think Vegas actually fits.
Vegas fits because I know he's got like $2 million, you said?
Yeah.
They can cut that in half for the year, and he can fit in on their 3rd lines. All right, next player.
Okay, let's go up a bit. Let's go to Ricard Rakell.
Ricard Rakell, let's go.
Because Pittsburgh has no idea what they're doing.
They got to trade. To be honest, like, I'm not even a Pittsburgh hater anymore. They're done this year. I don't think they'll make playoffs. If they do make playoffs, it's because of Crosby.
Yeah.
They're in second last.
They're 8 points out, second last.
They're only 8 points out.
They just gotta
you can't buy in it right now.
They can't buy.
No, they
can't buy.
No, there's nothing left.
And it's just
Ricard Rakell, I think, will get traded. I do think
he's a second line winger.
Oh, he's a great player. I love Ricard Rakell.
Yep.
I think he would fit really well in Colorado. He was the one I was thinking earlier.
It's going to be really hard to keep naming teams because we're just going to keep naming Colorado.
Well, certain teams have certain needs.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if Colorado can get Besser, I know. If certain teams if Colorado gets Besser, then Ricard Rakell ain't going to Colorado.
No, I get that. So
that's why we're doing 2 teams.
Yes. Ricard Rakell.
Honestly, also...
Yeah, but then he also goes to a team that's going to have to keep...
They're going to keep him. I think Ricard Rakell would fit really well in LA as well. They're pretty much all their top players, I've noticed, are left-handed.
Yeah.
Got to fix that.
Got to fix that.
Kopitar, Fiala, Adrian Kempe, even Trevor Moore. They're all left-handed.
Yeah.
On forward.
Get a right winger going.
Philip Deneau, left-handed. Going. Ridiculous. Quentin Byfield, left-handed. Like, what are we doing here?
I think LA should make a move. I think if LA makes a move,
they're gonna get somebody.
I think like a top guy move. They should really do a top.
Brock Besser would fit really well there too. You said them, right? Or you mentioned them at least.
I can't remember what I said now. I think I said Brock Nelson.
So I say Colorado and Brock Nelson. Yeah, Colorado and LA. Who do you say?
Do you think the Rangers picks up a winger? They're playing good. It's like so they gotta get somebody.
I think the Rangers will want to make moves for future as well. I don't think they'll get a
traded
rental.
Lindgren.
Yeah.
Do you think so? They're probably going to be looking for a defenseman.
I think if any, I don't think they're going to get rental players. They're going to get players that.
I think Ricard Rakell would fit in with. So
Ricard Rakell could fit in.
I'm going to go with the Rangers for Ricard Rakell. You like that, eh?
Did you pick a team before that? Did you say LA?
I'm going to agree with you with LA. I think that'd be good because I think
Rangers?
LA is going to make some.
Ricard Rakell to LA does make a lot of sense actually. Now that I think about it.
Let's pull up a defenseman.
Oh, let's go. We haven't had a defenseman yet. Mixing it up. Trade deadline episode. We're going crazy.
Ristolainen. He's the top defenseman on this trade bait.
Rasmus Ristolainen's the top defenseman.
He's the number 5.
How many years does he have left now? Because I know it's
2. 5.1 mil, 2 years. Ranked 5 on the trade bait board. He's gone. Philly's sending him off.
Can they? He's not bad, but like a $5 million.
He's gonna be. They're gonna ask. They're gonna ask for a lot.
Think so? Then he might just stay in Philly.
He'll probably stay. No, they'll probably retain.
I don't want to pick that as one of my 2 teams. Like all these guys, I'm assuming are getting traded. That is the whole
I would say
point.
the top 10 should be traded.
Or like that they're on there to get traded, so we got to play the game and trade them. So Rasmus Ristolainen.
Toronto should use a defenseman, right? I'd say they always pick up a defenseman. Ottawa.
Yeah. Because he's got 2 years left. Ottawa is in. I think Ottawa's.
I don't think they would take on a 2 year.
I don't think they want rentals.
Contract,
I think they want players who can play next year as well.
He's 30.
Yeah, that's not
big
not
boy.
Bad. He's a big boy. I think he's having a better. How about his stats this year?
19 points, 4 goals.
A better year than last. I remember he was having trouble there for.
He's been having a tough time. Yeah.
So that's right. They're not gonna.
Colorado can use a defenseman.
Colorado, yeah, but Colorado can't buy this much.
No, that's my point. Though.
Their defense is fine. Colorado.
I didn't realize they're in the wild card.
Colorado.
Yeah,
but they'll be fine.
Dallas, Dallas is pretty stacked.
Dallas is tough. Yeah, their defense, I think.
Dallas, I don't think is going to do much.
I think Granlund was their last. But they're already built, man. They got a good team.
Exactly. I think they're set in their ways. Winnipeg, like we're saying, could use a guy. Minnesota defense. No, they can't eat more money on D.
No, I'm going to stick with
Calgary?
Ottawa just because I said it confidently. And it's Calgary.
I think Calgary can take a D. And Calgary I think I'm going to go down a bit here. Oh, maybe Boston. Do you think Boston takes a defenseman?
Maybe not Ristolainen.
That's a tough one. Not Ristolainen. I feel like they don't have
this is
much
a tough
cap.
player because he's at a high cap, but he's like a second or third. The only reason he'd be second is because he's right-handed.
Yeah.
Have you picked any teams yet?
I said
Calgary. You're confident in?
I said Calgary. Calgary's my choice. And then
I just don't know if he's that big of a benefit, man. 2 years left and $5 million. I don't know if it's like a contender's gonna want him. And
you think like a team who's still building and
like
going?
that's why I say
like does Montreal
Ottawa.
take him? Like would Montreal
could take him? That's a good one. Because you want a team that's like competitive, obviously. But like, if this is your year to go all in, I don't think Ristolainen's an answer.
I also don't think like a bottom team is gonna take him.
No.
The Ducks wouldn't take him. Utah wouldn't take him. Would Utah take him? Utah's 4 points out. We gotta bring up Utah a little bit. I think they should.
Utah could actually use him.
They should go after somebody.
Bit. Utah could use Ristolainen. I want them to do more.
Do you think we're doing this backwards? Should we be looking at teams'
needs,
thinking what they need, and then going to the board? I'm gonna do that for a little bit.
Yeah, like try it.
Utah needs somebody. Who does Utah need? Let's look.
Utah. They probably need one top 6 forward and then a defenseman, but they could use a defenseman. Sure.
Oh, they can use a defenseman.
I'm going to say Utah to get Rasmus Ristolainen. Could work.
I think Utah's a good one.
So I'm going to Ottawa and Utah.
Utah and Calgary. Utah and Calgary.
Utah, if he gets traded to Utah, it's crazy.
So I have to
pick a fun fella.
Dylan. Okay.
But I don't know who's Dylan.
Dylan Cousins. I wanted to do.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Difficult one because term, right? He's got like two years left.
5 years.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
7.1 mil. So this is a trade.
This one might have to wait. This is a hockey trade. I think.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been done by now because they were talking about it a lot.
Yeah. I'm going to say Vancouver is my first team.
Yeah.
Vancouver and Toronto.
I remember we talked about it. Toronto would be so
It'd be
good.
7 million. Way
you can't
too
do
much
7 mil
for our team.
You would lose Tavares at the end of the season.
I think if Marner is leaving and Tavares wants to sign for cheap, then sure, but that's not what
I think if Marner stays
and Tavares leaves. Yeah, but
Tavares leaves. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Do you think Marner's leaving? I don't think he's leaving.
I think he's really upping his stock right now, which is kind of scary as a Leaf fan.
But the cap's going up so much that we'll just do it. We'll just be in the same situation. We're not getting another guy.
No, that's why right? I took away the Cousins pick rather quick. He would fit in really well, but it's not going to work.
We would lose Tavares. But if we want to sign Tavares to a little 2 year,
Tavares right now than Dylan Cousins.
Okay.
For future, no, but for what we're doing, we're trying to win a cup right now. Yeah.
I think Cousins brings a whole different game that we kind of need. But Tavares is
over Tavares. But Tavares, would you trade?
I think Tavares is playing that way, so I'm gonna agree with you. But Cousins does bring some. I just don't want to count out Cousins.
No.
He would be great.
I'm saying
Toronto.
He would fit in with Tavares too. He would fit in perfectly right now, but the cap space don't fit in.
No, because Marner is going to ask for way more because the cap is going up, and he's going to get it, and we're just going to be in the same situation that we're in right now.
It's on the open market.
Bunch of guys, no money.
If Marner wants money, he can go to Chicago, make $14 million easily.
Mm-hmm.
So he
Chicago, Spencer Knight. I love that.
Great trade.
Seth Jones, love that for him.
Let's not get off track. Sorry. This is the trade deadline episode. Right. No, we have to pick two teams for Cousins. I picked Vancouver.
I think Detroit. I remember brought it up.
That's a good one.
I like Detroit for Cousins. And I like Minnesota. Minnesota and Detroit, I think.
I'm going to go Vancouver and Montreal. I think he could fit in well with Montreal. He's still young. Centerman, Kirby Dach keeps getting injured and stuff. He's done for the year. You can't rely on Kirby Dach. I still believe in Kirby Dach.
But he comes back and he's still they're good.
He can play the wing as well.
Montreal that would be a fun one for him.
Dylan Cousins would be good on Montreal.
Okay.
I think he needs a big role.
Who did you say? I said Minnesota and Detroit.
Minnesota's good. Oh, those are really good teams too.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna stay there. This isn't a rental.
Yeah, 5 years, $7.1 million. He's staying.
He's staying, and he's part of your plan now.
Yeah.
So we'll go those teams.
That was an easy one.
Vancouver would have to be done with Besser and stuff for that to happen in my brain.
Well, there's your trade in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Besser to Buffalo. Buffalo wouldn't take Besser.
No. It's not a legit trade. It's we got rid of Besser for stuff, so we can bring in Cousins for stuff.
Mikko Rantanen is number 19 on this list.
I think he's slowly gonna why trade him if you're Carolina? He's the best rental player possible.
No.
And you're not going to get someone like Martin Necas. So at this point, because now it's whatever team gets him, it's is he going to stay?
I said it earlier. I think if the smart move, trade him for a bunch of just young stuff, get Besser. There's only 22 games left. There's only 20-something games left.
No, but Carolina's playoff mode.
Yeah, but Besser brings a playoff.
Trade him to Vancouver for Besser and young
No. Carolina's play is trade Rantanen away and get a haul for him. Get young guys. And then trade for Besser would be my plan as Carolina. Trade him to whoever
That's
has
fine.
The stuff, right?
If you're picking Rantanen, we have to pick two teams. That's the game.
I'd pick LA because LA would trade a young guy, right? They would trade a young guy to up for. So get a young guys in picks, right? Get a haul for him.
Rantanen's a tough player. Honestly, I got Vegas in my filter as a joke. Not as a joke, but it popped up, and as a joke, I said if anyone's going to do it, it is Vegas. But I think if anyone does do it, it is Vegas. So I'm going to pick Vegas as one of my teams. I just don't think he's going to get traded. But
so let me paint a picture. Washington, right? You have Ryan Leonard. Do they have their first round picks?
Do not trade Ryan Leonard.
Do they have their first round picks?
Yes.
Ryan Leonard, first round pick.
No.
Second round pick.
No.
Something else.
No.
For Mikko Rantanen.
No.
Washington has Mikko Rantanen.
We are not trading Ryan Leonard.
And they're going on a Stanley Cup run. That's what they're doing.
We're
going
Ryan
on a
Leonard
run.
in anyway.
They're going on a run. Yeah, but he's your guy. Rantanen is your your guy on the team.
We don't know.
Right? That's a fantastic move for Washington.
Ryan Leonard is not going
Carolina
anywhere.
Gets a haul for him.
Good for Carolina. And
then Carolina trades for Brock Besser. That's how I see it happening, though, if I was Carolina.
He's not going to Washington.
That'd be a good one, though.
He can go to Washington, but just not for Ryan Leonard.
Do they have another guy?
I don't want to trade. I don't trade any of their young guys. Avamir Sheneko? No. Mikko Rantanen is either going to, what team did I say? Vegas or Chicago. No, he's
he's going to sign and get him.
Vegas.
Get some money.
I'm
going to say Washington and LA.
I'll agree with LA
because it's going to be how
he's
it's going to be how I said it.
Okay, I'll agree with LA because I just don't think he'll get traded. I think Carolina.
He's not going to get traded. They're not going to do it. They're going to keep him and fight for him. But if it was
it's going
to
to
happen,
Vegas.
that's how I'm saying it's going to happen.
Okay.
All right, let's go down a bit. Trevor Zegras.
Ooh.
Does Anaheim trade Trevor Zegras?
Personally, I don't think Zegras gets traded until the offseason. I think he is going to leave Anaheim.
Think so?
I do like Anaheim, and I do like Zegras, but I feel like the relationship's ending.
Yeah.
But I feel like they don't want to move him because he's at an all-time low.
Yeah, so they're not going to get anything for him, eh?
So I feel like in the offseason, you have a better chance of someone believing in him.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to trade him to a contender or anything. I think it's going to go to I don't know. He would fit in well in New Jersey, but that's right now, even New Jersey's we don't he's a high cap hit and everything, so he's a tough player to trade.
I just wanted to bring him up quick.
Okay, yeah, we don't have to do 2 teams for Zegras, but
Scott Laughton.
Do
you think he goes to Toronto?
I think there's a chance he goes to Toronto.
They pretty much need Braden Shen or Scott Laughton.
Yeah,
they have to do one of them.
Can play either center or wing.
I think Scott Laughton goes to the Leafs. I think they make that happen because I think Braden Shen's going to be more expensive, right?
Yeah,
they're making it sound and he's got term. Yeah, so Scott Laughton, I would say Toronto.
And another team.
Another team who needs that kind of I would say Columbus right off the bat, but I
was thinking Carolina in my brain. I just don't know how open Carolina is to moves right now.
That's the thing.
That's why I'm kind of shedding them out.
Scott Laughton to Ottawa? I like that.
I can say Ottawa's playing good.
I like that.
I would love Ottawa to make the playoffs.
I'm going to say Ottawa.
I'll agree with Ottawa. Because I don't think Carolina's going to make
Toronto or Ottawa.
Minor moves.
I don't think Carolina does. I think
if they move Rantanen, then they're making huge moves. If
That's
they
what I'm
don't,
saying.
then I think they're just sticking with this. They might do something like a Donato.
Okay.
Let's get another player.
Braden Shen. Braden Shen has to be brought up.
I'm going to agree with Toronto.
Toronto.
But he's got term. Term is scary for a team like Toronto.
And then he's going back to LA. LA's a good fit for a bunch of these guys.
He's going back to Philly. I don't see him going back to Philly. I can see him going back to LA. Toronto.
Toronto's a nice. Ooh, Rangers probably though too. I would put the Rangers in something like that. Older guy. That kind of seems to be the Rangers thing, You know
what? I'll give it the Rangers. He's got some term because I think the Rangers are looking for players with more than just this year. We both agree on Leafs and Rangers there too.
Yeah.
Okay. No, just pick
Brandon Carlo. Brandon Carlo from Boston.
I'd be shocked if he gets traded.
I would be too.
But where's he going?
I think Calgary needs defensemen. Toronto would be nice. Nah. I think Calgary needs defensemen.
Calgary and
I think
Utah.
Detroit, Utah. We got to bring Utah back up.
Yeah, Calgary and Utah, we'll say for that. We're just skipping right by Brandon Carlo, which is fine.
No, I think Brandon Carlo goes to Detroit, or I think he goes to...
I'm going to go Utah.
What was the other one?
You said Calgary.
Because I think Calgary needs a defenseman. We need to find a forward for Utah.
You forward for Utah, then we'll also give this player other teams.
There's nobody on here for Utah.
Trevor Zegras.
Alex Tuck is on here.
I'd be shocked if he's traded, to be honest.
Yeah?
I don't know why.
Bowen Byram is also. Buffalo's selling.
Bowen Byram I could see, but he's not. I don't think Buffalo should sell. They got such a good team. They just need to figure it out.
They just got to figure it out, yeah. Utah can make a deal for Zegras. Because then they get that young guy that's going to stay on their team, play with Clayton Keller.
Dylan Gauthier.
I think he'd fit in nice.
Cooley.
I think he's
just
a
fun team.
It's because I think he would do well in Anaheim. I think that, like you said, it's just over.
Should stay. I think he should stay.
Because they talk about going to Montreal, and again, that's another young building team. Yeah, so I think Utah's a great fit.
Yeah, I'll go Utah and New Jersey actually.
For Zegras? I like Utah.
I guess
I like Utah. Montreal would be cool just because
cool.
Caulfield played with Caulfield. And then Jock Hughes is in New Jersey. Utah's not going to get a guy like Shen and...
No.
Right?
Maybe
Riley
Besser.
Smith is on here. He would go to he's going to go to Vegas. Riley Smith, he'll go to Vegas or he'll go to Florida or something.
Yeah, Florida always gets these kind of guys.
Kyle Palermi.
Why do you say Palermi? Palmieri.
It's one of those things where I don't fully read.
Kyle Palermi. You said that in an episode before, and I was like,
I don't listen that well.
Okay.
Casey Middlestat, Colorado. Casey Middlestat.
That's you. Okay, I was gonna say pick one more player.
Casey Middlestat.
Okay, Casey Middlestat. First off, I'd be shocked if they trade him. If they do trade him, I think they trade him for a player with like a hockey trade. Okay. So like a Dylan Cousins. No, he's not going back to Buffalo. Casey Middlestat for Brock Besser.
Do you think Casey Middlestat would be nice in Pittsburgh? Little Ricard Rakell, Casey Middlestat kind of trade. Get a pick with that.
Okay.
Casey Middlestat and a pick for Ricard Rakell.
I like it. Even like a 1-for-1's pretty close, honestly. With
is
those
that close?
Because Middlestat's more of like the future. See that closer to 1 for. I don't think you'd have to throw like a high pick in there.
But I think Pittsburgh would try to get a pick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think Ricard Rakell for Casey Middlestat is close. There will be implications. There might be AHL for. There might be prospects.
Yeah. Okay, that's
but I could see that.
A bunch of guys, and I think there's a couple. What's the word?
Hoopla. That was our trade deadline episode.
We're gonna cut this. Oh, sorry, we're not.
No, we're not.
That's better. That was weird going over.
I know. I didn't plan on doing it.
Yeah,
Nice. That was our trade deadline episode. We'll see, dude. But like now, it'd be fun to see which ones we get right.
Oh, 100%.
We picked 2, so we have it's.
We're gonna have to watch this back to get them all again. Because I forget who I said.
Yeah, I know. I'll remember. I could remember, but
Friday's gonna be fun. I love.
I'm excited. I love trade deadline. Yeah. Do you think this year's trade deadline is gonna be like fun or no?
No.
I think it's already done.
It's too bad.
Like dude, I want it to be Miller, Nietzsche's, Jones. I feel like I'm just today Gordon, Bjorkstrand for 2 firsts.
Spencer Knight,
yeah, and the Jones trade. Like it's.
I just want to put him in. I think that's great for him.
It's a really big trade for him.
I'm excited for him.
That was really good.
Yeah,
like stuff's already happening. I'm probably even missing some.
Probably,
but I hope it's a good trade deadline.
I
hope we get one really fun trade.
Okay, you know what? I think there's going to be a couple good trades.
I think we'll at least get
a lot of names
on
the board.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, I think so. I think we might get. I'm going to say we get 2 or 3 really good trades
where we're like, wow.
Yeah, we see Shen moves. We see Lawton move.
Is Braden Shen a blockbuster trade?
Well, I don't know.
I was thinking more like Pettersson, Zegras. Okay. These are more like trades.
Rantanen.
Like, wow.
Rantanen's going to be the blockbuster trade.
Besser's close.
Depends
what you get for him. If it's Besser for like a future stuff, it's like eh.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there'll be.
I think one player.
There's exciting guys getting moved.
I think one player is going to get traded that no one expected to get traded. It's going to be like, wow.
Why would you trade him?
Massive.
Yeah.
Kind of like Rantanen.
That was crazy.
Like I didn't think he'd get traded in the season for sure. Like at that point, I thought he would get traded. I thought he'd get traded in the offseason. If anything, no, I thought he just signed somewhere else. Personally, I didn't think he'd get traded at all.
No, that's crazy.
Because if you're gonna have a rental, he's the best. You're not
rental.
gonna win, but Colorado won that trade.
Yeah.
So far, like
I think Nietzsche's playing.
They're doing fine.
Yeah, they're fine. They're gonna be good.
Anyway, we got off topic. Right. I'm trying to do an outro.
Okay. That's okay.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yep.
We'll be back next week with another episode. That's probably just gonna be a very normal episode about the league, what's up. We're gonna obviously recap the trades.
We're gonna go over the trade deadlines,
and we'll also do a quick brief on if we got any right. We'll be like, yo, you
for
got
sure.
It right.
Yeah,
I got it right. We'll do that as well. Anyway, thank you guys for. Do you want to try to hit stop?
Sure.
Anyway, thanks guys for joining us. Josh, I'm gonna stop it here, and we'll see you guys next week.
That thumbs up again.